or my internet here is not working, but there, I'll explain it to you in a second, and we can edit this whole part out, and then I'll know exactly.
Hi, I am Elvira Lind. I am the director of King Hamlet, a documentary that you can now find on Letterboxd.
And I'm Oscar Isaac, the subject of said documentary. Let's start talking about some movies. I remember one of the first things I said to you was, you want to go watch a movie or something?
Oh yeah, you know what? This is a funny story. Because you had left a voicemail on my phone and I didn't get it till way later.
Yeah.
Because I never listened to my voicemails, and you had we were like, hey, you want to go watch a movie or something? I was like, what is that? It was so cute, and I thought to myself, wow, that if I hadn't listened, maybe we wouldn't,
We wouldn't have ended up together. Yeah, because this was like the day after we had first met.
And we didn't go watch a movie. So
we didn't.
We went home and watched Portlandia or something.
We were watching a lot of Portlandia.
There, you want to go watch a movie or something? It was Llewyn Davis's accent that you had adopted for a little while, and for a moment I probably thought that's how you spoke, because
Me too.
yeah, that was such a incredible film and incredible performance, and the music was just such a big part of that time. It was such a strong moment in life for me and for you, I think also. So it just felt like that's probably one of my favorite performances ever by anyone. I think it's so beautiful, and just writing such a fine line. I'm never going, not too big. It's just it's incredible. I don't know, that film just really knocked me over. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that works. Thanks, babe.
I remember being really excited about showing you one of my favorite films, Strictly Ballroom.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to say you were jet lagged, because that would be a really good excuse. But 10 minutes in, you were dead asleep, and I watched Strictly Ballroom, 20 times or something. I was like, am I just gonna sit here and watch it again and just pretend we're watching it together? And I just remember
jet lag's a terrible thing. Come on,
I can't believe you missed it.
Muriel's Wedding is another one that you showed me. That was one that
I love.
Really love as well.
Yeah.
You're terrible, Muriel.
You're terrible, Muriel.
You're terrible. And we realized, which is fun, that we both really love Once We're Warriors.
Mm-hmm. For me, that was an incredibly formative.
Me too.
Movie. I saw it in high school. Completely astounded by that movie.
Completely. I felt the same way. It's fun to imagine that we both at the same time sat and watched that film. You told me that your favorite movie is Dog Day Afternoon, and we watched that together. You told me that that's a film you watch every week for inspiration and just pure joy, I think.
Maybe not every week, but monthly, I'd say, for a while.
And I remember I watched it and I thought, this is a really good film. It's a good sign. It was early days, so.
Yeah. Well, we went to go see Django Unchained.
Oh, please don't tell the story. Early days.
Those early days, I had a little a Tootsie Roll, weed Tootsie Roll.
And he said, it's not very strong. We'll just share it. And then it turns out.
It's fateful words. It's not very strong. And then you left thinking it was an animated film.
I thought parts of it was animated, but in a really interesting animation, very sort of thin drawing.
You're like Marlboro Man animations.
I didn't know how to get out, because when they started with the hammer, I still have a little, even now talking about it as a little.
I remember you said you felt like your pantyhose were starting to cut you in half.
Oscar, this is not appropriate for this conversation.
It's part of the experience of watching a film together.
It was, and maybe that's just why we never go to the movies together.
That may be why.
But there it is. Now we know. It's also because we have kids, maybe, but
to this day, it's still an animated movie for you. A great cinematic experience was going to see The Clock.
And that was Joel Cohen actually was like, you gotta go see The Clock.
Yeah, well, he mentioned it to us.
Early days.
Christian Marclay is a video artist, and he put together 24 hours of film footage. Throughout it follows the 24 hours of The Clock. So at any point, you can go into the theater and watch, and you're watching different clips edited together from different movies that show the time.
So midnight.
Midnight, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and the way that film explores different times of day throughout cinema history. And that was just like
all 24 hours.
it was it was mesmerizing. It really was. To have the patience. I mean, that's the big thing. It's just the patience to be able to let something. I mean, this took a long time, right? Years and years in the edit to let it emerge, you know. And I think that also is, we get very much influenced by those. Terry Malick, for instance, you know, there is a sense of like anything that is too thought of, like he just can't do it. And I think that's also where a lot of the humor in Elvira's work comes from as well. Like, you know, something that is not in itself intrinsically funny, yet just by the proper framing of it, suddenly it elicits a lot of humor. And that's also the way you are. I mean, we could be driving down the road and you point someone out and be like, oh, look how he's so thirsty. And the way he's drinking something makes me laugh a lot. But there's no reason why it should be so funny other than it's being pointed out and being labeled as something.
The film about Refn, Gambler, when he was doing Pusher 2 and 3. It was just like behind the scenes of someone like bullshitting their way through getting financing to make 2 films, because he was like going into the film institute and they even film him being like, we need to make this, it's going to be amazing, we can't live without more of these. And he's like, oh, I can't believe I'm doing this, it's awful. It's just like, it was so honest and raw, and he keeps drinking these Treo tablets that kind of takes headache away but also stress, and he drinks more and more. It's very funny, but it's also really both very personal and raw and incredibly revealing. But he allows like this incredible closeness, and just like it only really works because he allows her so close and like all hang out or whatever you say. Like
yeah. Well, that's what separates something from like a real portrait and from a portrait to something that's promotional. You know?
Yeah. I think that was like a really important thing for us, that it was not just romanticized idea. Like, look how great it is to do theater. Like, this is how hard it is. And it was a really into the bone of like how excruciatingly hard it is. And I didn't know that. I had no idea how intense the process is.
It just made me remember another film, because I do feel like it has some elements of that, which is Some Kind of Monster.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God, we just watched it again. How many times have you watched? I mean, I've had to watch that so many times. No, there are some films, and that's one of them, that you just kind of go back and watch it about Metallica making their album, and you follow them for a long time, and every time I watch it, I notice something new.
Because it's not there's no experts and interviews about what things mean, and that was a similar approach.
Lars Ulrich's dad.
Yeah. Well, that's a very important expert.
It's my favorite scene. I mean, maybe it is so good when he just sits there and they play the album, and he's like, know about this with his long plaited hair. Oh my God, it's so good.
Oh, we went and saw Top Gun together.
Oh no. I was so angry after, because it was like we had 2 small kids, and it was like it had just come out of COVID or something, and then we finally were able to go out and watch a movie. I remember being so angry. I hated it so much, and
we had a fight in the subway about it.
Right. Yeah, it was
a great time.
A juicy subway fight.
I had a good old time there. I had a great time. IMAX. Come on, it was hard to beat that.
It was one of my least favorite experiences in this movie theater with you. Maybe that's why we don't go so often, because also it's like you're like, let's go watch one of the big, like, and I'm like, let's go watch a really long like, it's just, you know.
I love long, boring movies too. Should we just like shit on other movies as well, like other people's movies?
No. Let's.
Didn't expect you to go there, Elvira. I thought you'd just be like, wasn't my favorite, but whoa.
You said this was a good. Oh my God, I can't even think about it.
There's some really great filmmaking in there. Planes, going up in the plane, going up, and when he goes up, that opening sequence is great. I loved it. For the record.